She should have died hereafter.
There would have been a time for such a word.
Tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow.
Creeps in this petty pace from day to the last syllable of recorded time.
And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death.
Out we've candle.
Life is but a walking shadow.
A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more.
It is a tale told by an idiot,
Full of sound and fury.
signifying nothing.
Hi, Future Steven here. So in a moment you're going to hear from past me. I just wanted to go ahead and illustrate for you guys with this montage to allow you to visualize what I mean by fool's gold versus character work. I learned the tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow speech yesterday. It was not worked on. It hasn't been lived in. So it's going to have its flaws versus, character work that was done to have it lived in and worked on. So let's get over to me and talk about fool's gold versus character work. I studied acting for many years at Stella Adler Academy of Acting and Theater in Los Angeles, and the class that I took the most was character class. I took character class so often because character work is the thing that excites me. I haven't taken the class in a while, but I'm hoping to use the notes that I took in the numerous times I took that class and this channel as my own character class to continue to work on becoming a better character actor. One of the quotes that always comes to mind when thinking about this class, is you can move an audience with yourself, but it's fool's gold. And I believe that. I believe that you can get up on stage, you can get in front of the camera, and you can perform the words that you're given, and an audience can be moved. But if it's just you really being you and saying, these amazing words, it's fool's gold, It's like you can have a good burger. I don't know why burger is the first thing that came to my mind, but you can have a good burger, right? But when you have like a Wagyu burger or some other high level, beef meat burger, it's like, oh, this is what I've been missing out on. And I think that's what character work is. I think character work is that, oh, this is what I've been missing out on. It's not to say that I don't like this fast food burger, but it's like, oh, this is a whole nother opportunity. This is a whole other thing that I was missing out on. And I also believe that character work is where the real work is as an actor. A lot of people can go and memorize some lines and say them out loud, but it's not the same. It's just not the same as when you watch a Daniel Day-Lewis, when you watch a Meryl Streep, when you watch Helen Mirren, Bradley Cooper, or old Denzel Washington, when you watch James Earl Jones, it's not quite the same. This is where the work is for an actor, I believe. And throughout the time on this channel, I'm positive we'll talk more about character work. And the last thing I want to come to is just, I'm excited for the possibilities. I want to be the actor that gets deep into his work. because a character work is very important to me, because I feel like that's part of the reason I became an actor, is so that every now and again you can step out of your own self and step into somebody else's shoes, and you can find an empathy for them and an empathy for people within the world. I always say that there was a time that I cared about people, but I didn't really care about people, and I feel like spending time with God helped me to care more about people. But thinking about it now, I think it's 1000%, you know, the Holy Spirit changing my heart. It's also acting, allowing me to play different people or have different conversations with different people, and being able to read other people's experiences that allows me to have a care and an empathy for other people.
Alack, sir, he is mad!
I've gotten acting advice that was probably good for somebody, but it wasn't good for me. Like, I had an acting teacher talk about not giving your all when it came to the audition, because you want to be able to show them that there's different levels, and you can go above, and that's not as good as you can be. Maybe that caused me, because, like, you know what? She's right. Like, there's a lot of energy that goes into doing all of that for an audition, but that was the part of the work that I loved, you know? And for me to follow that advice led to not doing as much character work when it came to auditions, which just kind of led to things just being, you know, surface level. And that's not me. I was like, why not put the work in now and then try and take the work to another level once you get cast? It's just the part of it that I enjoy. So I gotta live that. I gotta consistently do it. That's where I'm at with character work. But yeah, like I said, I want to be the actor that, you know, really takes his work seriously and does stuff that I find may be unnecessary, but is also pretty dang cool. Cillian Murphy supposedly learning, 3,000 or 30,000 Dutch words over the course of filming Oppenheimer. I find that super cool. Even though, like, he probably had, like, less than a minute speaking the language in the film, I feel like that is so cool, and it does help ground you more in the character. Or you have Daniel Day-Lewis learning Lincoln's handwriting, or supposedly building, like, a log cabin, or, you know, just different things that help you to get into the character. Into the life of the character, into how the character moves, and to create more and more realistic performances. I find that part of the work so fulfilling and so incredible. I remember the first time I took character class and I worked on a play called Birdbath, and remembering that part of our character homework, we had to bring in something that was belonging to the character but had significance. And I remember taking, like, a broken key off of a typewriter, because my character was a writer, and building this whole backstory of, because how much he loved writing, and how writing was the only thing that was always there for him, and being able to express himself, and how that key was the last piece that he had left from his first typewriter, that this girl that he was seeing at the time got mad at him for always writing and always being so invested in his writing that she smashed the key, the whole typewriter, and this little F key was the last piece. I actually think I still have that piece. I wish I had it right now, somewhere in some old wallet or something like that. And just having it in my pocket, it was nothing to do with the scene. Just having it in my pocket or having it with me gave me so much to be able to connect to for this character and who he is and his sentimentalism and how he was relating to this other person, you know, this other girl that he was meeting and he was talking to. It gave me so much. And these are the things that I'm talking about that I want to be able to create. I actually did something similar, actually, I remember, to the Cillian Murphy. I was trying to do a Russian accent for a play that I was doing before, and I actually went and I was learning how to do the accent, but then I actually started to go and learn a few words in Russian. I don't know any Russian right now, but it was so much fun. These things are so much fun to me. And one of the coolest ones to me was when I learned that Phil Collins went and learned the whole soundtrack for Tarzan, which he went absolutely stupid on, in I believe like 5 different languages, and sang it in 5, didn't just like, all right, I'm done, I did my work, I did it in English, pass it on to this other person. Learned it in 5 different languages and went and sang the songs in those different languages. That's ownership. That's artistic commitment to your work. I found this out. I was laying in bed. I got on my phone. I was like, no way. And I went and I looked at, and I listened to it in German. I listened to it in French. I listened to it in Spanish. And I'm listening to these songs. Don't know. I mean, obviously I know the song in English, but listening and just literally geeking out and laughing and giggling like a child, and showing my wife next to me like, look at what this man actually went and did. And just trying not to hide that and just enjoying it, like not letting that fine impulse be slaughtered. It's amazing, really. And I want so much, and I'm working to be that type of actor, to be that type of artist. The biggest things for me is get back to mastery, get back to specifics, at the same time that you don't want to pull on a thread before it's ready to become undone. You also don't want to leave a thread that is ready to come undone, a thread that is ready to be unknotted, knotted. If it's time, pull on it. Pull on it. And one of the things I'm really learning in this process is that when you're at the best that you can produce now, you don't get better, or at least I don't, by just starting over and over and over again and trying to make the thing that you're working on perfect, but rather getting to a finishing point. Art's not finished, it's released. Getting to a finishing point and understanding that constantly twiddling and tweaking, you're not going to make what you started to work on that much better, but the next thing that you work on will be so much better because of what you learned working on the previous thing. Or the current thing, I guess. It's like how shows, you go back and watch the first season and it's like, what is this? And then you start getting the second season and third season and it's like, oh, they really hit their stride. This is a great show. This is the beginning. And prayerfully it'll get a lot better from here. I've got to finish this one so that I can make the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one better, and make more mistakes on those to make the next ones even better. That's what I have to get focused on. And this is with character work. This is with this series as a whole, the channel as a whole. It's getting better. So thank you for joining me on this journey of getting better. And I hope you guys subscribe. I appreciate you all joining me on this journey, and I will see you soon. Or rather, you'll see me soon. You'll see me real soon. Appreciate you.